Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful and often overlooked story, the history of the women's movement in Pakistan. It's a journey of resilience, courage, and an unending fight for justice that has shaped the nation in profound ways. So, grab a cup of tea and let's explore this incredible history together. Our story begins even before Pakistan's creation. During the Pakistan movement, women were not just silent supporters, they were on the front lines. Figures like Ra'ana Liaquat Ali Khan established the Muslim Women's National Guard, a dedicated force to mobilize women for the cause. And then there are the stories of incredible bravery, like that of Fatima Sughra, a young girl who climbed the Lahore Secretariat to replace the British flag with the Muslim League's flag. These women weren't just participating, they were leading, protesting, and challenging the norms of their time. They set a powerful precedent for the generations to come. After Pakistan gained independence in 1947, the struggle for women's rights entered a new phase. Women began to take their place in legislative assemblies and political parties, advocating for their rights within the new state's framework. One of the earliest and most significant groups was the Democratic Women's Association, founded around 1950 by the remarkable Tahira Majar Ali. This organization was unique because it didn't just focus on women's rights in isolation. It built a bridge between the feminist cause and the labor movement, recognizing that the fight for equality was intertwined with the fight for workers' rights. This period laid the groundwork for organized activism, but the biggest test was yet to come. The 1980s marked a dramatic and difficult turning point. The military regime of General Zia-ul-Haq introduced a series of laws that severely restricted women's rights and freedoms. The infamous Hudud ordinances and the law of evidence, which reduced a woman's testimony to half that of a man in certain cases, were seen as a direct assault on women's equality and dignity. But Pakistani women did not stay silent. In response to these oppressive measures, a powerful feminist movement was born. The Women's Action Forum, or WAF, formed in 1981. WAF brought together women from all walks of life, lawyers, activists, students, and workers, to resist the state's discriminatory policies. The resistance reached a historic climax on February 12, 1983. On that day, a group of courageous women organized a march in Lahore, proceeding from Mall Road towards the High Court to demand the repeal of these unjust laws. The authorities responded with brutal force. The peaceful protesters were tear-gassed, baton-charged, and many were arrested. This violent crackdown was meant to silence them, but it did the opposite. It galvanized the movement, drawing national and international attention to their cause. That day, February 12th, is now commemorated in Pakistan as National Women's Day, a powerful symbol of defiance and the unwavering spirit of Pakistan's women. Following the intense activism of the 80s, the 90s, and 2000s, saw the women's movement evolve and expand. The fight continued, but with new strategies. Numerous non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, focused on women's rights were established. These organizations moved beyond street protests to tackle issues like domestic violence, workplace harassment, and the need for comprehensive legal reform. Groups like WAF continued their work, holding rallies and awareness campaigns, but they were now joined by a growing network of civil society organizations dedicated to advocating for women at both the grassroots and policy levels. This era was about building institutions, conducting research, and systematically challenging discriminatory structures through legal and social channels, setting the stage for the next wave of feminism. The 2010s brought a new digital dimension to the movement. The rise of social media created a new public square for debate and activism. Around 2018, the global Me Too movement found a powerful voice in Pakistan as women began sharing their stories of harassment and abuse online, breaking long-held silences and holding powerful men accountable. This digital wave gave birth to one of the most visible and talked about forms of activism in recent years, the Aurat March. Starting in Karachi in 2018, the Aurat March, or Women's March, is held annually on International Women's Day in cities across the country. With provocative and powerful slogans like Marriageism, Mary Marzi, meaning my body, my choice, the marchers brought issues of bodily autonomy, reproductive rights, and freedom from violence directly into the public consciousness, sparking a nationwide conversation. Of course, this long and arduous journey has been filled with challenges. The movement has consistently faced opposition from conservative and patriarchal segments of society, who often view feminist demands as a threat to traditional values. Activists have battled discriminatory laws, weak enforcement, and a justice system that can be slow to respond. They've faced security threats, censorship, and organized backlash against their campaigns. Furthermore, the movement itself is not monolithic. There are internal debates about bridging the gap between urban and rural women and addressing issues of class, ethnicity, and religion. Securing funding and building sustainable organizations also remain persistent hurdles. Yet, despite these obstacles, the movement continues to adapt and grow. To overcome these challenges, Pakistani feminists have employed a diverse and creative toolkit. Protests and marches, from the 1983 Lahore March to the annual Aurat March, have been a constant tool for visibility and collective action. Legal advocacy has been crucial, with lawyers and activists challenging discriminatory laws in court and lobbying for new legislation, like laws against harassment and for the protection of women. The role of civil society organizations like WAF has been central, but so has the work of groups like Tehreek-e-Niswan, which uses street theater dance and performance art to spread awareness and challenge patriarchal norms in a powerful, accessible way. In the modern era, media and digital activism have become indispensable. Social media campaigns, online petitions, and digital storytelling have allowed activists to bypass traditional media gatekeepers and speak directly to a global audience. And let's not forget the power of education and awareness. Workshops, seminars, and community outreach programs, particularly in rural areas, have been vital in changing mindsets from the ground up. Finally, building alliances with other social movements, like those fighting for labor rights or minority rights, has amplified their collective strength. This multi-pronged approach, combining street action, legal work, artistic expression, and digital innovation, is the signature of the movement's resilience. From the pioneers of the Pakistan movement to the digital activists of today, the women's movement in Pakistan is a rich tapestry woven with threads of courage, sacrifice, and an unyielding demand for equality. It's a story that is still being written by every woman who raises her voice, every artist who creates a piece of protest art, and every activist who takes to the streets. It's a testament to the power of collective action in the face of adversity. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through history. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into important social histories. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay curious.